Hi, this is Heidi. I have a Neuroscience of Awareness blog. Today I'm going to cover a big topic. I'm going to be talking about shame and what it is in the brain. And I'm hoping that people can hear a new message, because when we understand what shame is, it helps us kind of differentiate from it and make new choices. So I'm going to share a PowerPoint, and we're going to go through just 4 slides. So shame in the brain, what it does is it inhibits the ability to think about thinking. People have often heard about the prefrontal cortex and me talking about that. And so it's a real primitive stress response. I'd say shame and disassociation are these unconscious tools that we learn to survive. And what's really important is that when we were very young, we could either choose shame, which is a way where we consciously disconnect, and it actually is a way of attaching. This is what's so crazy. And it's a way that a child can feel like it has power and control in a situation when it's powerless. So if a child did not choose shame, but chose to disconnect from the parents and not have an attachment of any style, it would go insane. So this is just, if you have shame in your life, what you can do is you can just appreciate it, because it was functioning to keep you having what's called attachment with your family of origin. And it was easier to blame yourself rather than what shame really is it's an environmental failure. And so what's going on when I say shame is a stress response is, when we were a long time ago with shame, it was meant to keep us in the tribe. That's what its original purpose was. If we weren't with the tribe after a day or two, we would be dead. But now it's not as big of a deal as it was, although there can be a time and a place when it is, which is why there's some strategies related to asking whether or not it fits. So that strategy is, does it fit? Like if you're having shame, in other words, will whatever it is that you're thinking of doing, will it banish you from the tribe? In which case you should not do it. But if the answer is no, you're having a feeling of shame, but it won't banish you from the tribe. If you actually want to decrease your shame and have a different kind of response, a more robust nervous system, then the research says that you actually say whatever it is, like in a supportive environment, kind of over and over until the shame kind of goes down, and you're actually reprogramming your nervous system. It's amazing. So you can actually change the nervous system response. And when I've done this myself with my own work around shame, and what's interesting is the more you work on it, they call it backdraft. I don't know if you've heard of that, where firefighters, they go into a home, and sometimes when you open the door, there's like more oxygen, so sometimes the fire can kind of blaze up. And shame is like that. When you start kind of bringing it out into the light, sometimes it goes into your face. So then you know that actually you're on the way of letting it out, in the sense that you can have more tools. So what you want to do is, shame is one way that we coped with stress when we were younger, but I always go, whoop, you can upload yourself with new software that says that you can respond in new ways other than just whatever the shame response is. And you may continue to have that, I call it the superhighway, that pathway in your brain, but you'll be able to choose. What we're going to do is we want a tool belt. Imagine a bunch of tools, like 10 tools here, and shame or disassociation, which are unconscious. They may have been ones that you programmed when you were younger, but you can do new ones. You can cultivate response flexibility, where you pause between impulse and action, and you can cultivate that soothing system that I talked about, because there's the threat, the drive, which is like, I'm going to do something about this shame, and then there's a soothing system, so you can make the choice to recognize that your level of arousal is getting higher and higher. I'm going to cultivate that soothing system. I'm going to do some diaphragmatic breathing, where I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth with my lips pursed, and give myself that long exhale. And when you do that long exhale, what it does is it helps turn on what's called the vagal brake. And what that does is that helps calm down the stress response and helps your ventral vagus nerve come online, so you can get more into what's called social engagement. So those are tools you can use, new tools that you can use besides just automatically going into the shame. So that was enough for today, a little bit on shame. I'll be sharing a little bit each week. So thanks for listening today.